Yeah. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to ask you a question.
Sure.
How's your day so far?
Good, man. How are you
Good,
doing?
good. I'm a street photographer, so
cool.
if I could take a portrait of you too, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then I'll just show it to you. That's all.
Yeah. That's
How's work? How are you doing?
good. So far, so good. I'm here on the pier by myself until I get a partner in about half an hour.
I love it.
It's real cool. I like it.
So one question I wanted to ask is, what is one thing that you would like your friends and family to appreciate and notice about you?
About me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deep question. That's a deep question. I don't know. I feel like I would have to think about that.
Maybe how hard you work?
I think that's a given. You know, when I do things, I don't really necessarily do them for. I mean, obviously you do stuff for your family too, but I mean, when I do the job, I do it for myself.
Yeah.
Right. Primarily, I like doing the job. I love doing the job. So when I come to work, I'm happy. And so in a way, I do it for myself. But then obviously, it gives me the opportunity to take care of my family. I try and help my family out as much as I can, but I don't really expect anybody
In return, yeah.
to acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, one thing about you is that you're really nice.
Oh,
like straight off the bat, I could tell you're a very kind person.
I try to be, and it's the thing that I like people to know about police officers, that we're human beings like everybody else. So there's going to be nice ones, there's going to be not so nice ones.
Yeah.
Exactly. And as a matter of fact, the majority of cops that I know are great people, amazing people. Like, I would trust them with my life, obviously.
When you work as a police officer, do you ever get jaded? Do you ever get paranoid about, like, do you still keep that, because you seem like you have it still, that curiosity, that open-mindedness, like the world is a safe place. Does it make you kind of more like, hey, I gotta be like really?
Yeah, it makes you actually, your outlook on the world and society as a general obviously turns more negative.
Oh, you have to.
You have to, right?
You have to be able to pick up on those things.
And that's constantly what you see, right? When I go to work, majority of the things that I see are negative. They're not positive. So in return, that gives me a bit of a more negative outlook on the world. But family usually helps you kind of maintain that and kind of fix that, I guess.
Being able to go do hobbies and stuff.
Absolutely.
To neutralize that aspect.
You need to be able to separate the two as well. So, you go to work, you're a cop, you see all these bad things, but then you go home and the world can be beautiful too. Sometimes I think for some cops it may be difficult to differentiate.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for me, I love doing the job, and I like to think of myself as a positive person, even off duty. So maybe that's something that I like my family to think about me.
Yeah.
More, that I'm a positive person. So
that's a really good answer.
Yeah, I mean, we talked and it came full circle, right?
Thank you so much.
You got it, brother. What's your name?
Safi.
Safi.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Afghanistan. I came here with my mom.
Oh, no way.
We got a asylum case.
That's so cool.
Right 2 days before 9/11, so I think it was 9/9/2001.
No way.
We also stopped in New York. I don't think it was the same airline.
So you were born in?
I was born there.
Kabul?
Kabul, yeah, okay. Kabul. Then we went through Pakistan to come to America. So most of my mom wrote to a women's rights activist in like Wisconsin.
Okay.
Because my father wasn't really all up there.
Okay.
So then she built us a case, but also at the same time, someone from Australia built us a case. So we had an option between going to two places.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think I'd still be a photographer in the alternative universe. But
that alternative universe is actually a really interesting thing for any immigrant, right?
Yeah.
Because what would have happened if you would have stayed, and what is happening now, it could have been literally two alternate universes, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm an immigrant myself. I
Oh,
was born in Iran.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So I was born in Iran, and then my parents moved to Germany when I was about 5. So I spent a long time, like 16 years in Germany before I came to the States. And
so
sometimes
you must have been, like 20 when you came here?
I was 21.
21. English is immaculate.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
And then what happened, you said?
So I always think to myself, what would have happened if I had stayed in Germany? What would I be doing now? Would I be a police officer in Germany? You know, it's questions that I think immigrants always ask themselves, like what would have happened, or if I would have happened to stay in Iran. I mean,
you don't have to answer the question. Did you marry someone from Iran?
My wife is Persian. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, my wife's Persian.
I-
How'd you know I was married?
I don't know. Just most jobs that are, I feel like, stable
Yeah.
tend to attract stable spouses, or
Yeah.
at least they're dating. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like as a photographer, I don't have anyone. You know, I'm
You're very
I'm
young.
29.
Yeah, you're still young.
But I think it's also like my wife would be thinking, you know, this guy is an entrepreneur. His money is not coming in exactly at the same time.
Yeah.
But I also, there's months where I make an unimaginable amount of money.
Yeah, yeah,
I do
yeah.
3 weddings, and that's like,
That's a lot of
I'm
money.
okay, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
As a single
Sure.
renting person, not owning a house and just owning a regular Honda Civic,
This is all you do, just photography.
just photography,
That's
weddings and commercials and music
yeah.
videos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I had a hard time integrating as an Afghan, and I know you know how that feels.
I do, however, and this is the beauty of the United States, because I was in a different country and trying to integrate there, and I'm here, and I did pretty much the same thing here. It's much easier to do it here than it is
Europe.
probably in any country. Even if you were to go to Afghanistan, Iran, Spain, Germany, whatever country you would want to go to, it's more difficult to integrate and become German, Spanish, whatever, versus becoming American, which is so much easier. You and I, we both can be here, we can consider ourselves American. You can even consider yourself Iranian American or Afghan American, but at the end of the day, we are American and nobody questions it.
Yeah, no.
Whereas
yeah.
if you were to go to Germany and now you're an Afghan in Germany, you're always going to be an Afghan.
I
You're
have
not-
so much more family in Germany and Europe because they have
Sure.
different
Refugee
immigration
programs.
programs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That's why we went
I
there,
visit
right?
them
Because it
all
was-
the time. So they say that they hide, you know, they hide their identity. They don't tell people they're Afghan. They don't tell people they're Muslim. I'm proud. Now I'm proud.
It's funny. I was listening to a bit on it's a podcast it's a daily podcast that I listen to. It's called The Intelligence from The Economist.
I haven't heard of that yet.
Yeah,
Intelligence from The Economist.
Yeah, it's called
I'll
The
look it up.
Intelligence. The Intelligence by The Economist.
The Intelligence.
And it's something that you find on Spotify. But I was listening to stuff that's going on in Afghanistan right now, post U.S. withdrawal, and it sounds like the country is gradually moving towards what it was prior to the war.
Talking about the economics of it, I was researching that. I'm like, oh, this government in Afghanistan can't be ruled. It can't be ruled because the economy doesn't give the government enough money to help it, to regulate it. So it's so interesting, man. I was like, oh my God. So it has to go back to drug dealing and opium cells.
Very complicated. The Middle East is very complicated. Afghanistan as a country is very complicated, right? Because you have so many different people too, that ruling a people by one ruler, kind of like what happened in Iraq. Saddam Hussein was ruling with an iron fist, and it was horrible. But you had all these different sects, right? You had the Kurds, you had the Shiites, you had the Sunnis, you had all these different people. He ruled them all with one iron fist, and it was horrible. But he ruled them, and he kept them together somehow, right? And I think Afghanistan is the same way. It's very difficult to rule.
How do you balance American and being Persian?
That's exactly what I meant by when I said that, you're Iranian American. I think I have both. Being American is not an ethnicity, it's an idea.
It's an idea.
Right? It being an idea, I can embrace that, but I can at the same time maintain my Persian culture, and you can maintain your Afghan culture, and nobody's going to say anything about that. Nobody's going to hate on that. We are a nation of immigrants, and that's what makes it so great, right? That's why I'm comfortable living here, and I'm sure
Me
that's
too.
why you.
Yeah, I couldn't be more blessed.
That's the right way to say it.
Yeah, like every time I work, I'm like, yo, I'm paying my bills with this.
That's awesome.
That's
right?
crazy.
That's awesome.
That's
and
crazy.
I wish you all the best. I really hope that things are going to go well for you. It's going to take off, and you're going to be making some serious money.
Man, I hope so.
Make some serious money.
Hey, dude,
That's good. Good
thank
to
you for
meet you,
sharing
brother.
your wisdom, and like I love meeting other people that share my, difficulties.
Absolutely,
and
and
stuff.
thank you for sharing your views. It's always good to.
I would love to send you your photos, email,
please.
whatever works.
Send it to my phone, actually.
Sure.
If you want to just, that way you got my number. If
and
you're
we're
ever in
CSUN
trouble.
alumni. That's so cool.
Dude. If you ever get in trouble, let me know. No,
Of course. No,
hopefully
I usually never get in trouble. Thank God.
You don't seem like the person who gets in trouble. My name is Mashhood.
Mashhood. Safiullah, but Safi. Mashhood.
Good to meet you, brother.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
sharing your
See
day
ya.
with me.
You got it.
Bitch, I'm underrated, switch lanes, get paid. paid all hundreds, no change. Don't ask me for no money, I'ma tell you the same thing. Don't get up on my face.